What brought you back to Aurora this year?
Oh, I love this club. It was always my goal to stay in touch, and I got the opportunity to come back as a head coach, and it was a no-brainer for me. I jumped at it. I love this club. I love these players, and I'd rather be nowhere else. This is where I want to be.
Jen, talk about the early season prep. Obviously, you don't have your full roster. We saw some men's players used for scrimmaging, and I see also maybe some Aurora 2 players here. Talk about building the players in and who you have in already here today.
Yeah, so we are big supporters of the full student-athlete experience. A good chunk of our players are finishing out finals. We want them to rock it, and so we get going once we have a critical mass. I really like to hit 11v11 right away, let the players get used to being with each other, let them build patterns of how they play. And the best way to do that when we didn't have 22 players yet was to bring in a team to play, have some connections to the U of M club boys. They're good guys, and we're happy they came.
As a U of M alum yourself, to see so many Gophers on your roster, what's that like working with them and knowing that they kind of are walking the same path you once did?
Yeah, go Gophs. No, I absolutely love the Gopher program. Aaron had so much success. Aaron and the whole staff, they all work so hard. Maya's incredible. They worked so hard this season. A Sweet 16 run. I mean, when I was there, we just sort of were in awe of the previous Sweet 16 run. So for me as an alum, I'm so glad to be connected with their program, and to have a bunch of Gophers every day makes my heart happy. Yeah.
Can you talk about the strategy behind playing some of these more difficult teams in the preseason?
The goal there is to hit our players with tough competition right away, get everybody minutes against tough competition so that we're locked and loaded heading into the season. We want to feel like a well-oiled machine on May 22nd, and we don't want to feel like, oh, we're still working out the rust. So yeah, I am thrilled to be doing this. I've had full support from the whole Aurora staff, the whole organization. People worked really, really hard to make this happen, and I hope people come watch because it should be fun.
Obviously, Aurora's had a lot of success. How much pressure do you feel taking over a team like that?
I don't feel pressure. I don't go on Instagram. I show up every day and I get to hang out with these players. They're incredible. I've never been one to look at standings or records or goals or anything like that. I just love coaching. I love seeing good soccer happen on the field. So I really stick to what are the process goals. Today we wanted to get better at something in particular. I think we did. That's a good day in my book, and that's all I look at.
Throughout the history of Aurora, everyone has talked about from day one building the Aurora way and bringing in these new players and getting them into the Aurora way. How are you balancing that this week, not having all the returning players, but also having a lot of new folks coming in and having to go right into a match against Indy 11?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking. It's a good question. I was fortunate enough to be a part of building the Aurora way. I was part of the first ever coaching staff. Nicole was an incredible head coach and really collaborated. So I feel like I was a part of building that original Aurora DNA, and we've had preseason meetings over video calls through April, really teaching all players what that means. And we do have a good chunk of returners here, and they're loud and vocal, and they'll let you know what it means to be an Aurora player. So yeah, yesterday before the first session, that's what we talked about. You are setting the tone for training and what it means to be an Aurora player today. Everybody else is going to join the culture that you set today. And the players take a lot of pride in that. So I see that as a partnership between me and the returning players who've been here to really keep the core element of our founding kind of DNA living.
Coach, we're here to talk about the W League season, obviously, but a big tradition of Aurora also has been producing pros that playing in leagues, in Europe, across different levels, and more each year. How much is that a part of your goal, giving a step up, having these players find their path to becoming a pro and finding the level that they can rise to?
Yeah, it's a huge goal of mine. I have been coaching and traveling and playing myself across the globe, UK, New Zealand, and certainly not at the level that they'll be looking at, but I had an incredibly rewarding experience, and I think soccer is such a global game, whether they want to play pro or in the U.S. or abroad. I want them to have an incredible experience, and I take it really personally that we help find them an environment, a professional environment that's a good fit for them where they'll have a great time. So we have a few new things that we're going to implement this year, and yeah, we really want to be that transitional step for them to find a good next home.
One thing, Kate, you just lowered the mic a little
perfect.
bit. And then, Jen, can you just comment on this mental health initiative that you guys are kicking off, the importance of it for you, and why you wanted to make sure it was front and center for your season?
Yeah, I think mental health rightfully has become a larger part of the narrative around professional athletes. Simone Biles has done so much around that. Michael Phelps and all of these pros have said we love playing our sport and it's hard. And so some of our preseason April meetings were about mental health. We'll have mental performance coaches. We'll have access to higher levels of mental health if the players need it. And then, that's a wider initiative within the whole club. I'm someone who's seen a therapist at parts of my life, and I think you just have to take care of yourself so you can show up and be the best version of yourself, for you and for others. And sports is a stressful, kind of crazy thing to go into, and if we're going to ask them to do that, to play in front of thousands of people, we have to have the supports so that they can take care of themselves. That's front and center, and I feel really grateful that the whole organization is behind that, is supportive of that as well.
Obviously, there's sort of a narrative out there that once the Aurora hit the playoffs, they turn into a typical Minnesota sports team. How important is it for you to sort of end that narrative? Obviously, way too early to talk about playoffs yet. But.
I'm not aware of that narrative. We made the finals in 2022. I don't know if you remember. We were one penalty kick away from winning the whole thing. So, look, I am a big Pep Guardiola fan, and he will tell you every single time, we just want to be there. We just want to be in the conversation at the end. And I think Aurora has always been in the conversation at the end. And like I said, I'm a process goals person. I'm not thinking every day about, we have to win, we have to win, we have to win. I'm thinking about how are we going to win? How are we going to be our best? And so for me, if we're doing the process, if they're having a good experience, the wins will come. And I'm not concerned about a narrative other than the one that we have in our locker room.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
Hey, we're here with Evelyn Calhoun, a new player here at Minnesota Aurora. Evelyn, you've become a Minnesotan in the past couple of years.
I sure have.
Transferring to the U, having an amazing season. I got to watch you play really hard-nosed defensive midfield for the U with some, clever offensive skill too. Talk about that run and becoming now a part of Aurora and staying in the North Star state.
Oh my gosh, well, I'm so excited to be back, especially in the summer. I had a fantastic run with the Gophers in the fall, going to play UNC, making a really deep run in the NCAA tournament, and then hoping to do the same thing here, hoping to bring back the trophy and make a really deep run in playoffs.
What are your expectations of Aurora, and also, what had you heard about the team before you joined here this year? Yeah,
I actually came to a match probably 3 years ago, and I was sitting up in the stands. I was like, it's electric here. It's super exciting environment to be a part of, and I've had really high expectations, and so far they've been met and exceeded every day, from the coaching staff, the energy, to the team, to the stadium. I'm so excited for our first match and just continuing to grow.
And what is your personal goal for playing with the team this year? Obviously, the team wants to win. You want to be a part of the team winning. But for you, what are your goals for developing and taking your game to the next level?
Yeah, number one is just having fun with it. I told Jen, if you're having joy playing with joy, then you're doing everything right. So first and foremost, have fun. And then, keep working on the small details. And then for me, I want to go play pro. So continuing to work on my game. And, if you're being a good teammate, then that's just going to be full circle, and that's going to help you out there. So be a good teammate.
Yeah. Talk about Coach Larrick and the coaching staff so far. They're new to us as well. Obviously, Larrick has been around, but for a new staff coming together, talk about your first impressions. It's only a couple of days, but you've been talking with them.
Yeah.
What are your impressions, and what do you see, that you'll get out of working with them this summer?
Oh, totally. Literally day 2, but I have nothing but good things to say about them. An incredibly professional staff, but with such a personal touch. Their positive reinforcement while you're playing, their little attention to details, the sky's the limit for us. So I'm just excited to be around them and to learn from them.
Awesome. Thank you,
Yeah.
Evelyn.
Yeah. Cheers.
We are here with Annie Williams, a new Minnesota Aurora player, someone very familiar to Equal Time followers. However, you are coming in, Annie, as you're filling the role kind of Vienna Benke filled last year, someone who has played pro a bunch of places, very experienced, trying to get the unique type of opportunity Aurora gives you. What brought you here, and kind of what are you hoping to get out of being on Aurora this year?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that there's so many different reasons why I'm here, but number one, because I'm a Minnesotan, and as soon as I saw Aurora start from the beginning, I knew that it was something special, something that I, at that time, would have loved to be a part of, and now having like a unique opportunity to be able to come and play, I kind of feel like I can be that kid from Minnesota again, playing on a team from Minnesota. And so, like, to just have this opportunity for me, like, no matter at what level I'm playing, has really just been a blessing. And I've heard only good things about the team environment and the program itself. And so, even just to be here for me is really cool.
Yeah. You embody also like the growth of Equal Time, because you were really early. You went through, I think you probably spoken to at every stop you've been at. Right?
I think so,
you've been
yeah.
in Costa Rica, you've been in Iceland, you've been in Italy. And I'm guessing, is the goal for being here to Aurora to get the opportunity to see that jump up to find another professional opportunity?
I think that's always in the back of my mind, like from the time that my last contract ended into now. Like, I have always considered myself a soccer player. Like, I'm a soccer player, yes, I'm working, yes, I'm getting my master's, but at the end of the day, I never changed who I saw myself as a soccer player. And so that's something that, has been in the back of my mind too. But I think first and foremost, my goal was to, over this time that I've taken off from my last contract, is to really just like fall in love with soccer again, be a part of a great environment, and to be able to be a great teammate on the field, off the field, and to just be able to contribute in some way. And that if our success leads to my success, amazing, but I feel like I'm at a point where I'm just like really trying to enjoy everything that's putting in front of me, or that's being put in front of me, and just take it one step at a time.
Give me a drop of that perspective. But you've been here just for a couple of days, so like you said, haven't trained, as much in recent times.
Yeah.
You're here with the team. Obviously, I'm sure you prepared, but what are your impressions of, just the standard and how you're fitting into it, and then also, the coaches, and if you had any experience with them in the past?
Yeah, I actually have just met all of the coaches this year, like in the past couple days or over the past couple months in the video call. I think that this group is awesome. They're positive. I can already tell there's a lot of great leadership coming in here. The style of play is, I feel like it's going to be very entertaining, and I think that I definitely have a lot to learn from everybody new that's coming in. And yeah, I think hopefully we can make it be a great fit. I can learn from all the people here and take advantage of that too.
How excited are you to be able to have, family and friends see you? I'm sure at times they traveled to see you play, but I'm sure that was, expensive one, and also, few and far between. How excited are you for that, and how excited are maybe your family about that opportunity? Yeah,
for any of you who know Tony and Cindy Williams, they have been my diehard fans, and they have followed me all over the U.S. and all over the country, and so they are just waiting, asking every day, when can we get tickets? Like, when's the first game? We're so excited. And so I think having my family, having my support system here is just going to be kind of like a full circle moment for me, being a Minnesota kid, having them support all the time, and then playing college out of state, playing pro out of the country, and not necessarily having that all of the time. I'm beyond excited.
What can people expect from you as a player? Where do you tend to play, and what type of player are you on the field?
You could probably find me anywhere on the defensive line, and I think that over the years I've liked to learn to be calm on the ball. We'll see if I can do that. I like to combine, and I like to find the open spaces, and as well I like to keep the ball out of the net. So hopefully you can look for that on the field. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Annie.